Today, I'll talk about creativity and innovation. Creativity and innovations are the fundamental principles of entrepreneurship. If you want to
Excuse me,
start,
sir.
yes,
Sir, with
the most important element in entrepreneurship is creativity and innovation. So, the question is how to do creativity and innovation. First of all, there is a need to de-learn. We have to de-learn something. What we have to de-learn? There is a virus in your mind. The virus says you are not creative, you are not innovative. This virus has been fed through a schooling system, college system. The entire school education, the entire college education keeps on bombarding in your mind. You are not creative, you are not innovative, you should not do experiments, you have to do what is expected of you, nothing else. You have to follow the you have to follow exactly that same line of action. Your creative and innovative potential has been completely crushed by your school and college education. And they have inserted a virus into your mind that you are not a creative human being. This may look, said, this may look very disappointing, but it is a harsh reality. It is a harsh reality. Yes, each one of us has been trained not to be creative. Who is responsible for this? Obviously, Britishers introduced an education system to curtail creativity and innovative potential of Indian people. They introduced this education system with that objective, but it is our mistake that we have continued this system even after independence. Creativity and innovation is function of your hands. Yes, your hands and your mind, that is confidence. Your hands, by hands I mean when you work in field, and by mind I mean your self confidence. The school and college education system has completely crushed your creativity and innovation. How? Because in entire school education and entire college education, you don't get any opportunity to work with your hands. There is no provision in schools to give you field work. There is no provision in colleges to give you field work. In the name of practicals, you work only for a few minutes, few hours. That too, you just see an instrument, see how it operates, put your hands, and then return back. And in mind, a virus has been fed into your mind that you are not creative, you are not innovative. You have to work exactly in the way you have been told. You are not allowed to experiment. If you will try to experiment, you will be penalized. Don't you remember in school days you were told that A for apple, if you write A for any other fruit, A for anything else, then you will get a 0 marks. That was the beginning of curtailment of your creative and innovative potential. You were highly creative when you were a child, but through your 12 years of education and then subsequent college education, your creativity and innovative potential has been reduced considerably. This is the current situation. This is the present problem. What is the solution? We should not talk about problem. We should only talk about solution. Because problem we know, everybody knows. But the important thing is what is the solution? We have to bring solution. We have to bring a solution to this problem. And that solution will enable us to attain our goal. Now, what is our goal? Our goal is to become a creative and innovative human being. Because if we are creative, if we are innovative, we will succeed as an entrepreneur, we will succeed as a human being, we will be able to bring about innovative solutions to the society. So, what should we do? The solution lies in putting our hands to work and respecting those who are working with their hands. Yes, respect all those people who are working with their hands and listen to them, talk to them, interact with them, build confidence into them. We are very disappointed to see that over a period of time we have adopted a very pyramidal system in organizations. Large organizations are dominating small organizations. Similarly, the people who are at the top, who should actually possess leadership quality, they lack leadership quality. They do not, respect the people who are working at field level. So what should we do? We have to reverse these processes. The reversal of these processes will enable us to be creative and human being. How is it possible? Bring the people who are working with their hands at the top. Change the shape of the organization. Bring the people who are working with their hands at the top and talk to them. Give them respect. If, for example, you want to become an outstanding entrepreneur in the field of agriculture, then what you should do? Give respect to the farmer who is actually working in field, farmer who is actually putting his hands to work, every day putting his hands to work. Give him respect, talk to him, listen to him, ask him what should be done. He will not be able to tell you the solution, but he will be able to express the real problems. He will be able to express the real problem. Understanding of the real problem is a half solution. Most of us do not know the real problems, and therefore we keep on fighting the problem and we never reach the solution because we do not know the real problems. We have not put our hands to work. The farmer who is working in the field with his own hands will be able to apprise you with real problems. He may not be able to give you a solution, but he will give you some suggestion. If it is done like this, if it is done like this, if it is done like this. Thereafter, you may consult other people. You may consult those who are in who are trying to innovate solutions, who are trying to experiment. They may be scientists, they may be some researchers who are actually working in field. Those people who are working in field. The problem in our country is that there are some people who are confined to books and libraries, and there are some people who are confined only to field work. The people who are working in the field are not able to conceptually analyze the fundamentals of the problem. The people who are in the libraries or who are confined to book world, the world of books, are not aware of grassroots reality. They are not aware of the real problems. So you have to focus. If you want to become innovative, if you want to become creative, you have to focus at grassroots level. Put in your hands to the work. Talk to the people who are working in the field. Listen to them. Give them respect. And periodically check those problems with current theories, with current researches. Interact with researchers. Find out. And then a lot of experiments. Do a lot of experiments. You have been trained to not to experiment. Last 15 years of education has trained you not to do any experiments. So therefore you have to de-learn it. You have to start experimenting. The more you experiment, the greater is the possibility of bringing an innovation. And try to combine two technologies, three technologies, four technologies together, mini technologies. The mindset that Indian mechanics have is tremendous, outstanding. Small mechanics I'm talking about. I'm not talking about big scientists. I'm talking about small mechanics. Their mindset is outstanding. But you need to interact with them. You have to adapt their solution for your innovative cause. For example, I tell you, in Bihar, a mechanic, Mistri, a mechanic, changed his bicycle in such a way that the bicycle works on land as well as on water. That mechanic had to every day travel from his home to his shop. In between, there used to be a river, and he used to find it difficult to cross the river because he used to come on his bicycle. So, what that man did was that he had changed his bicycle converted the bicycle into such a bicycle that it could run on land and it could also move on water. This is innovative mindset of mechanics. So you require a lot of such experiments. You will require to talk to the mechanics, those people who are working with their hands on machines, because interaction with them can enable you to find new solutions. Look at the problems, pick up the problem which is the most pressing problem, and then talk and generate solution. You know what happened recently? There was crisis of oxygen. There was no oxygen, shortage of oxygen in hospitals. Bound to happen, because hospitals are not designed for a very large number of people. Hospitals are designed for only few people. Hospital operates well when there are only 50% to 80% capacity utilization. If the hospital's capacity utilization is 100%, then hospital does not operate properly, because there is then shortage of medicine, shortage of oxygen cylinders, so many problems are there. So it was a crisis situation. What happened? Immediately, the government talked with the steel industries and other industries and asked them to divert their oxygen towards medical purpose. And immediately there is bulk supply of oxygen available, and immediately the problem is solved. So when you are thinking out of box, when you are thinking new ways, you are able to find solution to any problem. You cannot find the solution in the same way as it was done in the past. You have to find new ways. If you think you can have enough oxygen only through your traditional route, only through your those plants which are supplying to hospitals, then you are mistaken. You have to go out of box. Out of box thinking means you have to contact those people whom earlier you have not contacted. What you did, you contacted steel manufacturers and requested them, stop your steel manufacturing. We require oxygen for life saving. Supply the oxygen. This is called out of box thinking.
एक्सक्यूज मी सर,
Yes.
सर दूसरी क्लास का टाइम हो गया है.
Fine, fine. So we will finish our talk here. Thank you all.